This is our most anticipated movie probably of the year.
Yeah. Well,
I was more excited for Thunderbolts,
I was more
actually.
excited for Sinners.
Oh, okay.
I think Sinners was the number one.
I was more excited for Thunderbolts personally. It was just because the style, like the vibe of it, I was like really into. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was our most anticipated for the summer, and now we're gonna review it.
Finally saw it.
This is our spoiler-free thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna give our out of 10 score like usual.
Yep.
Keep it condensed, keep it short, easy for the TikToks. You know, this TikTok time. Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first?
You know what? Yeah. On a scale of 1 to 10.
1 to 10, baby.
I am officially giving this movie a 7.
Wow.
I'm gonna stick with a 7.
You were on the fence before we started recording.
Because I have a lot of wonders, and I feel like they're valid wonders only because we talked about them.
Yeah.
And I feel like for this movie, you just had to go in with it because, like I said, if you switched Captain America: Brave New World with this one, then it would instantly be an 8 or a 9 to me. But since it's in the time slot it is, I feel like it's got to be a 7. But before I get into that, what is your 1 through 10 score?
This is a hard review for me. Okay. I like being critical on movies. I like talking about where I think they're flawed, where I think they're the best. But again, I like being positive. Yeah. But this sounds like I'm about to give it like a crazy low score. I'm not. I would give Fantastic Four a 7 out of 10. Like you. I told you that before. Yeah. Like we started recording. 7 out of 10. And I just thought the movie was great. Visually, it was amazing. Chemistry-wise, the characters were... Everyone was great. The designs of everything was just so well done for this movie. Beautiful. I was really happy with how everyone looked. Like all their powers, all like the set pieces and the environments they were in. Like the 60s style, like New York looked awesome. Perfect. I just felt this movie was missing something, and after talking it through, I think it was just missing that like emotion and that like tension that I think some of the other comic movies we've seen this year, like Thunderbolts and like Superman, like those movies were like the tension was there. That was emotional like the entire time. This movie I just like didn't feel that. Like we'll get into spoilers in a bit, but I was never like edge of my seat, like whoa, like what's going on. But at the end of the day, like I enjoyed it. Like it was great, like or not great. It was good. I really liked everything else, even the script. It's a solid script. I just felt like it needed more, and I've definitely like some like picks that like I just couldn't like get behind, you know. So good start. I like them a lot. I just think there needed to be a little bit more for me to like really say this is a high A tier, S tier Marvel movie, because I just don't think it is. I don't think it's one of Marvel's best, and I saw a lot of people saying it was, and I couldn't disagree with more, actually. That's one of those things. I'm like, you know what? I don't know what we're doing anymore. Yeah.
Like, I think, like, I was talking to the guys after, because we went with a really cool group. Like, I loved everybody that we were sitting with, and even the energy in the building I was really happy with. But I think that, like, some of the cool things they introduced a new concept, a new word into Fantastic Four that we will talk about later. But I just really liked, like you said, I loved the 60s vibe to it, the Space Race 60s. I loved all the actors, Pedro Pascal, Ebon.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Joseph Quinn and Vanessa Kirby, all of them. Like, without a doubt, this is in my opinion, the best Fantastic Four movie.
Vanessa Kirby, by the way, is the heart of this movie.
Oh, yeah, 1,000%.
Someone texted me that, and I was like, I literally, like, I read that, and I was like, I couldn't agree more. Like, she's a miles. She's 1,000%. So freaking good in this movie.
But, like, I think a lot of people, there were some people coming up to me over and over again saying, like, they're worried about Pedro Pascal playing Reed Richards.
I mean, I was.
Oh, you were?
I was. Yeah, I told you. Remember, I was like, that was one of the only.
I forgot.
That was one of the only castings. I was like, I don't know about that. That feels like the popular pick.
I really loved him as Reed Richards in this movie. Like,
I was shut up really quick.
I really liked. He had that like anxious vibe to him, but also where he's thinking, and it showed that through the movie. Like it showed like that he's always thinking through the worst, and he even explained that, which I thought was really cool.
Yeah, it wasn't like this cocky Reed Richards.
Well, that's what Reed Richards is. That's why I loved it.
I liked this version more, though. It's more interesting to me. I don't really care for a cocky, like, smart guy. It kind of always just comes off more as douchey. I liked Pedro Pascal's more, like, existential, like I'm always thinking about the world ending so I can prevent it as much as I can. I just think that's a really unique take.
And I really liked, like, everybody, like, all of them, but I think the one that stood out to me the most was E-Bomb playing the Thing, only because, like, and that's how you pronounce his name, right? It's not Eben, it's E-Bomb.
I don't know.
I apologize if I got that wrong, but like the thing that I really loved about him was one, his voice wasn't like super raspy and rocky like all those other like thing actors.
I'm nothing.
Yeah, like he was more like
comment if I should voice act.
Huh?
I said comment if I should voice act.
1000%. But he was very like, you could tell like right when I saw that hat on him, because it's been in the trailers. Everybody knows he had that hat on him. It was the Brooklyn Dodgers hat. And instantly you could tell he was from Brooklyn, and then his accent and everything with it too.
His fits.
You could feel
his
that
fits in the movie were so funny.
Oh, 1000%.
I love all the fits.
I loved it, but like that's what I mean. Like you said too. Like I love the world. I love the Fantastic Four. I even love the people. I think it's just like it felt too safe for the level of movie it had to be, in my opinion. Like in my opinion, you guys are probably going to feel different because you guys probably have different expectations for it, but my expectations were it needed to be a little bit more. It needed
like a movie
almost, but it was close to that. It was getting close to that point, but I feel like this isn't enough. Like I feel like it needed to be more of this.
Yeah,
like it was close to getting there, but it just stayed here for me.
Yeah,
but that's not saying it's overall a bad movie. It's just saying that like for expectations for the future, it's a little low for me, a little low. But I still liked it. I still feel like a lot of other people are probably gonna like it, especially if they're just like hoping for like Fantastic Four overall. But I think that I just needed more of a little bit more exploration. I need a little exploration.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I mean, I literally told you that like walking out. I was like, this movie was a lot smaller scale than I thought. Yeah. It was a lot more like self-contained than I like really thought it was going to be, and it bummed me out a little bit.
Yeah,
like I was like, man, I was really waiting for like the thing. Like I don't need the Deadpool and Wolverine cameo fest. I was never going in expecting that. That's not what I wanted actually at all.
I didn't need that the most.
I was just kind of looking for like something. I thought there was gonna be more than just Galactus, and maybe I'm wrong for thinking that, but it kind of felt like remember when the trailers were coming out?
Yeah,
and they were showing the same scenes over and over again, and you're like, oh man, they're hiding stuff for sure.
Exactly.
Well, I can confirm to you, they're not hiding a lot. So I want to just go straight into it. Let's get into spoilers now.
All right, here we go. This is our spoilers takes from this point on. If you guys don't want to hear it, pause the video and come back later.
Yeah, full spoilers. We'll talk about some Comic-Con stuff later, so you can actually just jump ahead if you want. We'll have timestamps. Let's get into full spoilers. Off the jump, I want to say massive miss not having Doom play any sort of major part in this movie. He didn't have to be like a significant character, but him not even showing up until what will end up being the post-credit scene is kind of criminal, and I didn't like that because they reference him a lot. Like, where they don't reference him a lot, but they show off what's the country? What's it called? Latveria. Like, they show it a lot. They show it twice, and to me, it's like, okay, you're showing that for a reason. Yeah. But you're not doing anything with it. Yeah. Like, and maybe it's like, well, that's good that they're gonna do something in Doomsday. But come on, dude. Like, really? Like, then what's the point? What's the point of showing me that now? Like, if it's to explain to the audience that, oh, something's happening over there, most of us know that's Doom. Most of us know. So showing his country doesn't do a whole lot for us. And I felt like this movie was very much missing the Reed versus Doom, like their dynamic. Like, Victor and Reed never interact, and it kind of sucks that like we're going into a Doomsday movie and our Doom and Reed have not interacted outside of a post-credit scene, or at least that we know of. Like, because maybe they've interacted before. They probably have, but that wasn't shown to us, and that sucks. Like, that's really unfortunate. I think it's a massive missed opportunity. Yeah, for sure.
Like, I actually, all right, here's the thing. I do like the post-credit scene. I do, but the problem is it's not enough. Like, it goes back to what I was saying about this. Like, this needed to be this, and with that, you introduce something cool, like, without a doubt. Like, the way he entered in was cool, but the problem is after you see him going up to Franklin, who becomes a more like 5-year-old, I guess.
He's 4, yeah.
Because it's 4-year-old. You see the mask, and then it cuts, and it's like, well, what? Like, there's no. I would have loved it more if it was like this. You continue that scene on. Reed and the rest of the gang comes in. You have Victor explaining some stuff. I'm thinking low key. One of my theories is that he either made a deal with Mephisto to gain more power, or he's now on the hunt to get more power. Because this is probably going to be a superior Doom that, I mean, it's going to have to be because now we know it's going to be a variant Doom.
Yeah.
But that's my problem. Like you said, like they hinted at Latveria the whole time with that movie, and it would have been cool if it was like, yo, like, especially that scene, another spoiler, where they were making all these different bridge portals because they were trying to transport their Earth to a different location so that they would be light years away, and that's a long time, especially traveling through space from Galactus. But there was a scene where one satellite or one bridge thing didn't work, and we're thinking it's probably going to be Latveria, and we were thinking low-key that it was going to be like, yo, like Doom is going to come on the screen, Reed's going to ask him, why are you not like activating it? And then Robert Downey Jr. comes on the way, he's like, I don't trust you, bro. I never trusted you. Why do you think I never come to the meetings or whatever you have? Like, you guys are stupid.
Yeah.
Like, this is just here because my people wanted it or something. I don't know. But that's the point. Like, I think just like Izzy said, he should have been in the movie in little bits and pieces.
Yeah,
of him being like a regular, like a regular Victor Von Doom, just either being an annoyance for Reed, or maybe even just being his best friend that like got trapped in the quantum realm or the multiverse when they were trying to build that portal or something. Like, that's low-key what I thought they were getting at.
Okay. I think I'm gonna get into it more, and I want to say what I said, but for the camera, really fast though. Look, I know y'all are gonna be like in like the TikTok comments, because we'll clip some of these out in the probably in the YouTube comments, like, you guys really thought they were gonna get Robert Downey Jr. for this movie? Like, you guys' expectations were out of the water. So, sure. Maybe my expectations are out of the water, but don't you think that's like a central problem? That the fact that I shouldn't expect Doctor Doom in a Fantastic Four movie? Like, that's stupid. Fantastic Four and Doom are this. Like, they are intertwined. And it comes to the central problem that why is RDJ playing Doom? And I still, he's a phenomenal actor. I don't doubt that he's going to kill it. I just think it was a bad choice. And I think you could have casted anyone that would have been great. That would have killed it. And I don't think RDJ does too much to elevate that character outside of it being RDJ and him having his MCU connection. I think it was purely for the pop, purely for the hype, purely for the iconic moment. And I think that'll forever be a foundational problem of Doomsday, that we are now missing Doom as like this like looming threat, because we have only seen one post-credit scene of him, and he should have significant more weight going into this movie. And he just doesn't. And look, I think that post-credit scene is going to be the beginning of Doomsday, 100%. Him taking Reed's kid, Reed chasing after him, being like, Victor, we were friends, I don't like you. And he's like, sorry, kid. And then he leaves or whatever. I don't know what he's going to say. But I think there's a problem. Going back to the Latveria thing and like the bridges, the movie gets interesting. This is like a high point for me, and I loved it. When they come back from the planet and they're like, you don't want to sacrifice your kid for what about us? Like, and everyone turns on the Fantastic Four. Freaking love that. Like, that is so good. That's so interesting. That's such a it's just a unique thing to do. And then they solve that so quickly. They move on from that. Like, that should have actually been your crutch for the whole movie. That should have been your crutch. Like, look, everyone's turning on the Fantastic Four. We have to prove to them that like what we're doing is right. And then having that tension the entire would have been genius. But Sue gives a speech that's good. But you're telling me she's a speech to New York City that is then broadcasted to everyone else, and everyone's like, you know what? These Fantastic Four people, they all right. I just didn't like that. Like, I thought that was really like rushed and dumb, and I think it took a lot of it literally like completely took out the most interesting part of your movie. And that's so unfortunate, because that was like, I leaned in, bro. When that happened, they're like, so are we safe? And he's like, I don't know. Dude, that's so good. I don't know. I felt like that was missing. And then I do actually, another problem I do have, we'll get into positives in a bit, just another problem I did have was them putting everyone underground. Look, I get why movies do that. It's so they can have cool destruction and you don't have to think about people's lives. Mm-hmm. And look, Superman did it. Mm-hmm. Superman did exactly that. But what made Superman good doing that is that the city's being actively destroyed while people are trying to get out. Yeah. So you're like, Superman's still saving people. Superman's still trying to save people. Imagine while they try to move people down underground, the Fantastic, like, Galactus shows up, and Fantastic Four is now, like, having to fight him while also making sure people are safe underground. I feel like that would have added a lot more tension, and but since no one was there, no one was in New York, it's like, I'm not worried about anything. Like, oh no, like, because we know they're gonna win. You know, like they weren't gonna lose. So a lot, like, seeing people's lives being taken is now completely gone because, like, they're safe. So the tension's gone, and now I'm not interested. Because now I'm like, I know how this movie's going to end. I know what's going to happen. Like, yeah, they're going to win. So why should I be scared right now? And I think that kind of diminished Galactus's impact. Not to mention the fact that they don't even show him eating any planets besides the one. Yeah. And I think, sorry, I'm talking a lot. I'll give it back to you in a second. No one's talking about this, but it kind of felt like Gore the God Butcher to me. Where you cast this really talented actor, Ralph Ineson. He's so good. I love him, dude. Final Fantasy 16 fans, I'm looking at you guys. Sid, so good in that game. He's so freaking good in that game. And he's a phenomenal actor. So to cast him as Galactus with such a unique voice, and then for him to be very underutilized, and we don't really see... The introduction shot of Galactus is so dope. Yeah. It's so sick, but... after that, like, Reed's just looks like, so he destroyed that planet, destroyed that planet, destroyed that planet. But we don't get to see it. Yeah. I'm sick and tired of these Marvel movies telling me things villains do, but never showing it to me. Yeah. They do the same thing with Gore, where it's like, oh, he killed this god, this god, this god. But I only saw him kill one god. He's really the God Butcher. Yeah. I only saw him kill one god. Galactus is really this world eater. I only saw him eat one world. Like, what are we doing? Yeah. Like, what happened to making villains scary? Yeah. What happened to making villains, you know? Yeah. I don't think Galactus really had that. And sure, he looked it like the comic book. Look, it looks like a comic book. But are we going to really sit here and pretend that this was a good interpretation of Galactus? I'm not going to say so. I think this interpretation was serviceable. I think it was way better than Rise of the Silver Surfer. I think it was just good. Yeah. But it could have been great. And it wasn't. Like, I'm not going to remember Galactus as an all-timer villain in the MCU. 100% not.
Yeah. Definitely felt wasted, especially for what he was brought up as, what he was introduced as. You have the freaking Silver Surfer who already looked crazy cool for her aspect come in announcing you, going like, yo, like, he's about to eat your planet. Beginning.
I herald your end. Yeah. I herald
Galactus.
Like, the only time I got chills in that movie.
But then, like, the rest of the movie is like, he's just this big goofball that's just a bully, and it's not like you're scary. You're like a Thanos level dude. You're just a bully. So this leads me to my next point. That world should have been destroyed.
Oh, 100%. I'm gonna be for real. 100%.
Because this is the reason why I'm saying it too. You're not going back to that world. We're not. Like, because think about it. They just said that they're getting a reboot in Secret Wars, and there's not been a confirmed sequel for Fantastic Four. We heard stuff, but there's no sequel happening before Secret Wars. So we're never seeing that world again. We know there's going to be a reboot. So why the heck did you not destroy it, whether it's Galactus destroying it, whether it's Doom destroying it, and then you just have it where, yo, they now have a reason to fight because they're going to think that, yo, like, we can return to our world when they're doing the whole Doomsday Battle World stuff on Secret Wars. Like, that would have been some good weight, because what if they're like, oh, we'll give you something better after the whole fight. We'll have you return to a world, but it's not going to be your world, but it's going to be a world that can replicate that. Like, and you barely may not even remember it because it's going to be a reboot. But now, that's why I'm, like, bugged now, because it's like, there's no reason to keep that world alive. Like, that's why I thought, like, with all the good stuff going on, like you said before, that's why I like the idea you brought up. Like, that world is gone, Herbie's gone, like, that little girl, like, lifting the car is gone, because it has to happen. We're not returning there. We're never going to see it again. there's no possible way for us to see it again.
And also them moving away so quickly from like Sue giving the speech and everyone being like, yay, like, yeah, Fantastic Four, we love them. Like, imagine destroying the world after that.
That's what I'm saying.
That would have hit so much harder because these people put their trust in you and you failed.
Yeah.
That's so good. But as opposed to, like, it's like you can either have, there's two versions of this, where either one, the people are in the city, people are dying with Fantastic Four doing everything they can to stop Galactus and save the people, or the other version where they get everyone's trust, their plan doesn't work, the world dies. And it's like, wow, now they have to live with that weight of failing. Like, what the heck? That's so much more interesting, you know? And I'm not gonna like sit here and tell you I'm a better writer. I'm freaking not. I'm a freaking I do not. I can't do what they do.
Yeah.
I can't do what you guys do. Like, that's just not for me. But I can look at a piece and I could be like, you know what? Like, I just think you missed. You had a really strong direction and you took a right turn. Yeah. And I'm like, I don't know why you did that. But yeah, dude, like.
There were just
rough.
A lot of misses, but they did do a lot of things that I liked. Like,
let's be happy. Yeah, let's talk about some positives.
Yeah, because I mean, you know, like I had crazy big expectations, but they did some cool stuff. Like, for one, they showcased everyone's powers in a really cool way. Oh yeah,
dude.
Like,
power set was
Reed
on it.
Looked incredible. Sue Storm looked incredible. The Thing looked incredible, and Johnny Storm also. They really updated him. Oh my gosh, yeah, he looked tough.
Great.
Especially that opening where he goes up and just sucks all the fire out of that building. Sick. I was like, wow, I never saw that. I saw the picture of it in something, but I didn't know he was sucking the fire. I thought that he was like putting the fire out, but that was cool. Did you have anything before we move on about their powers like that you liked?
I really liked. I'm with you. I liked how they were all portrayed, and I like that they were properly utilized. I think a lot of the times you'll see power sets like shown off, like, oh look, they could do this, they could do that, and then they don't use them later. This movie did a great job of like showing off everyone's powers and then it being relevant near the end of the movie. And I also really appreciated how everyone felt like independent, like they can really hold their own by themselves, and then as a team they're even stronger. I just really like that like uniqueness. I feel like you don't see that a lot, where it's like, oh, like literally like Fantastic Four, like the 2015 one, where they're all in there like, guys, this isn't working. We are not strong enough to do this, but if we do it together, we can beat Doom. And then they like just use their powers all together. They just do the exact same thing, but at the same time, so it's like it works. It's the stupidest thing ever. But
oh my bad.
No, I just really appreciated how properly utilized everyone's like kits were, and that they were like actually used, not just shown.
One really cool thing that I did want to point out in the movie was, I don't think in any other Fantastic Four movie we saw how in control Johnny was of his powers, because I know they've been Fantastic Four for 4 years, but one of the coolest scenes to me was, I was wondering how he was going to grab people if they were to fall or something. Oh, yeah. And he goes over, and this girl, there's a piece of debris about to fall on this girl. He grabs the girl, and I'm thinking, whoa, is she on fire? He literally, like, half of his body was on fire, the other half wasn't.
Yeah, on his back.
And then, right when he brought her down to her mother, which I'm still kind of questioning how you knew that was her mother, because she was kind of everywhere. It doesn't matter. It's a 60s movie, technically. But right when he put her down, whole body lights back on fire, and I was like, that was pretty cool. The fact that he has that much control of his powers is really cool. But I admire that. Like, I admire that, like, attention to detail. Yeah, because I think that's super important. Because you can't just be on fire and then grabbing some random girl.
Oh, yeah, dude, you can't.
She's going to burn up. Like, 100%. Come on.
I liked... Ooh, another thing that was really awesome is I liked, like, how well they established that world. And not just from, like, an art perspective, but I liked how they all had, like, their own, like, what do you call it? Like, their own set of villains. What's the word, though? Is it quartery? Doesn't matter. I'm not trying to be deep right now. It's too late for this. I'm like, it's 11:30 here. But I loved how they had their own set of villains, and they weren't like fully shown off, but like they were mentioned or shown off. Some of them, like Mole Man.
Mole Man was funny.
I'm forgetting their names.
Everybody laughed when he showed up on the stage screen.
Mole Man I remember very distinctly, and I'm not a big Fantastic Four guy. Like I don't know a whole lot of like.
I don't know any of them. I'm gonna be for real. Besides Doom and Galactus,
I know a little bit. Like I dabble. I haven't read a whole lot though. I don't think not a whole lot. I haven't read anything, but like I keep up with it as best as I can. So I don't know a lot of these villains, but I just really like that the MCU doesn't do this ever. Like things like this, where like it feels like each individual character, or sorry, in the MCU, like I feel like Iron Man, Captain America, all their villains kind of feel like team villains. It's like Ultron, that's an Avengers villain, you know? Like Iron Man, sure, he has like Ironmonger and Whiplash, but it's like they're not very memorable, or like they're not like in world. Like it's like it's set to the movie.
Oh, in the Mandarin.
In the Mandarin, yeah, but like they're very set to the movie. Like Iron Man 1 is Ironmonger, Iron Man 2 is Whiplash, and Iron Man 3 is the Mandarin. And I never really liked that. Like it's like all the villains are so self-contained, and I feel like the only person that's ever had like a strong set of villains that always kind of stick around is Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And the MCU kind of just started touching on it. They still have like that problem of like Vulture's the villain of Homecoming, and then it's Mysterio, and then it's like the other ones. I hope for Brand New Day they do a Fantastic Four situation where it's like, oh look, he has Rhino and he has this and he has that, and it's like, look, all these people, like he's always fighting these villains. I like that. I just kind of feels like the world's a little more lived in. It feels like these worlds exist outside of the movie we're watching, and I always appreciate stuff like that. So I really liked how they like introduced their set of villains, even if they weren't that important. It was just like, for me, I was like, I appreciate this. Like I like that.
I thought that was a cool touch.
Oh yeah.
Another thing I really liked is they introduced the concept I was talking about earlier. The concept I'm talking about is cosmic power. That is one of the question marks I still have for the MCU, because I know that apparently Spider-Man can have a cosmic spider. There's like a cosmic Spider-Man type of costume.
Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Yeah, there's
they do a lot of those.
Well, apparently that's like the most powerful thing in the MCU.
I hope they don't get. I hope they don't get too much into that.
I don't think they will. I don't think they'll do superhero stuff like that. But I know like Franklin Richards. He's gonna be
for
a
sure
cosmic being. Like, and I'm still trying to figure out how he can be a cosmic being, because I know he's born from Sue Storm and Reed Richards, but I'm just trying to figure out how he can be cosmic, I guess. But you know, I'm still new.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah,
let us know in the comments.
Like, I would love to hear what you guys like, how that's possible, how it can be, because I am wondering. I'm not saying it's stupid. I'm just like in wonder. But I thought that was really cool, because even though that movie didn't go, like, once again, it's here, hoping it to be here, I think introducing the word cosmic, and then even Reed trying to study what the heck that is, and the fact that 4 years have gone by during that post-credit scene, he probably may know a little bit more about what his son's doing and everything, but we don't know that because, you know. But I still think that was super cool, like, because now like the whole Celestial thing, we were trying to learn what the heck a Celestial is.
But y'all hated Eternals, so we never got Celestials ever again, and that's your fault.
I'm actually still mad at you guys. Like, still to this day, I almost feel like Eternals is like not counting those first 3 phases, Eternals might still be one of those like best movies in the MCU since
it's underrated. It's so underrated,
low key,
dude.
like,
so freaking underrated.
Well, if you think about it, it's still like a well thought out, well made movie out of all the other.
Oh yeah, we don't get that. It is actually like, I feel like in terms of like visual quality, it's one of the more well made MCU movies. I don't think we see, even in phases 1 through 3, I don't think we see movies that look that good. Like, that movie looks really good.
You know, you might be right on that point.
Let's talk. I'm trying to think. What are we missing?
The ship.
Yeah, the designs for everything were so cool. Such strong style. I feel like a style that I think is missing from a lot of the MCU stuff. I see you Twitter people all the time talking about how bland the MCU is, and Phil has something he wants to say. Well, here, I think a lot of you guys talk about how bland the MCU is, and I don't share that sentiment, but I get it. Like, I understand where it's coming from. I think Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four really revitalized like this whole like artistic style all the movies can have that's like different. And I think for a while they kind of all looked the same, aside from Guardians of the Galaxy, which always felt very different. That was like a James Gunn touch, but everything else, like Civil War, Winter Soldier, Iron Man 1 through 3, like they kind of all look samey visually. And I really appreciate like Thunderbolts and Fantastic Four bringing back that like unique style. I think Eternals also has a really unique style. Even Shang-Chi, I think Shang-Chi is like the border between those two, where Shang-Chi kind of looks pretty like your average MCU stuff, but like when it gets going,
incredible.
It looks incredible.
Oof. But my bad, continue.
No, that's it, go. What did you have to say?
So one thing that actually did make me geek in the theater was they took some inspiration from Christopher Nolan from Interstellar. So have you ever seen the movie Interstellar?
Yeah, I've seen the movie Interstellar.
So the black hole scene, when they the Fantastic Four, when they're trying to outrun the Silver Surfer, they go out of a wormhole into a black hole, and they're going towards it. And the way it's shot is almost exactly the way they were doing the black hole scene in Interstellar, except they don't go in the black hole. They make it seem like they are, but then they are out of it. And I thought that was incredible because the black hole that they had there looked exactly like the one from Interstellar. And I was geeking because I was like, oh my gosh, like they're using the black hole from there. And they also use the same type of black hole little method thing in Superman. Like,
I mean, a lot of black holes. All black holes look the same, though. That's why.
I know. I just like how with
it just shares that like artistic style.
It shared the whole intensity of going into a black hole is like, and I just really appreciated that because, like from Interstellar, like they showed you how crazy it is being around a black hole, and the fact that they were able to figure it out. Because one, they're superheroes with crazy technology. Like technology was insane in that world. I just thought it was really cool to see that. And it was really cool to see them figure out how to get out of that because, man, oh man, when the Silver Surfer was getting sucked in that black hole, I was like, whoa, are they getting sucked in? And then when they didn't, I was like, oof. I was kind of hoping for them to get sucked in because I thought that they would figure out, oh, we could teleport through black holes into other dimensions or something. But, you know, it's whatever.
It's whatever.
But, I mean, yeah, there were some fun times with the movie, but there were some gripes I had with it. But
I think, is there any other moments that I'm missing? I want to talk about Sue Storm really fast. Vanessa Kirby, I'm happy you proved all the haters wrong. Because everyone was like, haters? Yeah, dude, I saw so many tweets like, she's not attractive enough to be Sue Storm. And I'm like, wow, y'all have never talked to a woman in your entire life. Like, that's all I can think. And
I did not know there were haters for Vanessa Kirby.
Dude, she and Ebon Moss were like the only two actors that I saw, and I was like, oh, they're going to kill it. Yeah. I was so confident because they're great.
Well, I mean,
they're both.
I was hesitant on Joseph Quinn.
Joseph Quinn I was hesitant on because it seemed different, and then Pedro Pascal I just wasn't fully on board with. But freaking Vanessa Kirby, heart and soul of this movie again. Just gonna re-say that again. Like she kills this role. She's 100% in on it too. I just want to shout her out. Pedro Pascal also is amazing. Again, we talked about it. Like I loved his version of Reed not playing a douche. And then the thing in Human Torch's relationship was so good. It was so funny. It didn't feel as like, I feel like the OG movies is very much like Human Torch just like bullies the thing for being ugly. This, you know what sucks is they kind of touch on the thing like being very insecure and they don't get into it. I wish they got into that more. That's what I was
kind of annoyed about. I was like, because there were rumors saying that he was going to get his wristbands that turn him human, but he never did.
I'd be mad about that. Don't do that.
I wouldn't be mad. Like,
why? That takes out like so much. How like that takes like the emotional weight of his character away.
In a way, yeah, but they didn't even go into it.
No,
at the same time.
But if they could like make him, if he can look normal, I feel like that makes him not interesting anymore. That just makes him like the Hulk.
Yeah, I just thought like maybe
except worse.
I thought maybe they would introduce it in the movie and then have him use it for a little bit, and then they get destroyed at a point. Where and then somebody sees him and they're like, and then like he realizes like, oh no, like once again I'm like ugly. But then like that woman who was around teaches him that like he's not ugly. He's actually a really kind person.
Yeah,
and he just owns it.
I think you could have just done that without the wristband. Like I think you could have done that without the wristband though. I don't think you needed that wristbands that wristband arc to do that.
But then like they introduced it. And then they just never go back to it.
Yeah, like, I wish they touched on him like feeling more insecure more. I would have loved that, but it's fine. Again, like this movie was very much a Sue and Reed movie. Like they harken on them a lot more than Joseph Quinn and
I feel like it was a family movie, to be honest.
Yeah, but I just don't think they focus enough on Johnny and the Thing as much as I think they should have. Because sure, it's a family movie. Like you feel all their chemistry, but you don't really like grow to understand like Sue's mindset and Reed's mindset more than you ever do freaking Johnny and the Thing Ben.
Yeah, that's true.
Ben's like feelings. Again, they only touch on Ben's insecurity. They really only like slightly touch on Johnny Storm's like douchey like ego side. It's very like low key personality. Like I don't think it's as strong as Chris Evans's. Like Chris Evans is a very strong douchebag. You know, I like Joseph Quinn's more though. But like Reed and Sue, you really understand like Reed is this existential smart guy that's always thinking about the end, and Sue is this like loving mother that's really just trying to like do her best to raise a child that she's unsure is gonna have a normal life, And I think that's just a really, like, I loved that aspect of the movie. I think that was so great. But I would have loved to see the other two get a little bit more attention. But I don't have anything else I want to say on Fantastic Four aside from the post-credit scene underwhelmed me. Did we talk about it? I know we like mentioned it while we're talking.
It. You didn't say anything.
Look, I don't know how you guys feel, but look, there's something about Doom showing up, and like, sure, I get it. Like, it's hype because Doom's there. Oh no, I wasn't expecting that. Like, I don't know. It didn't have the same impact like Thor Ragnarok did, where at the end of Thor Ragnarok, Thanos' ship shows up and you're like,
exactly.
Oh no. Yeah. Like, that's going to be bad.
Yeah.
But in this, like, because you weren't expecting the Asgardians to get murdered again.
Yeah.
And then freaking, like, in this case, it's like, oh, I would have expected Doom to show up then. Like, it very much met expectations. And I think they need to give a little bit more for me to have been like, oh, that was a great post-credit scene. For me, it was just like, oh, it's exactly what I expected it was going to be. So I just wasn't impressed. Wasn't impressed at all. But yeah. You have anything else you want to say about Fantastic Four?
Just needed more. That's it. Like, it had good concepts. It wasn't an overall bad movie. It was pretty good.
No, not bad by any means. Yeah, it wasn't bad by any means. Like 100%. I don't want anyone to like take away from this review that I hated the movie. I liked it. I actually really enjoyed it. I just think it was missing things. Yeah. I think there was things they could have. I think it was a very focused movie, but I wish they focused on other things.
Yeah.
That was our review for Fantastic Four.